You have failed me for the last time.
And we're back with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. And what we're going to do in this video today is I am going to make a case to convince myself that Darth Vader is absolutely the best hero to Zeta first. Now, I am getting Zeta slowly. I've got 9 out of 20, but I've made the decision that I am going to Zeta Darth Vader first without a doubt, and there's a couple reasons why, and we're going to talk about that in this video, and we're going to interview Styx. The general consensus on Darth Vader is, yes, he is awesome in Galactic War. You should be able to autopilot Galactic War. He's awesome in the heroic pit raid. People say they can auto through that and clear the whole thing. He's also very good in Phase 3 of the AAT tank raid, but what I did not know is that he is also very amazing in the arena. What do you think about that, Styx?
Well, I actually think he's a slow character, so you have to have a really decent mods and a pretty strong support. But once you got that fixed, he's very unstoppable. Let's just put it that way.
Well, let's talk about what the ability is, and then we're going to watch some arena footage that you sent over to me, which is amazing. And you're going up against top teams, so this is some really good stuff. So basically, once you Zeta out him, he gives a 50% chance for everybody on your that's Empire or Sith to give a 50% turn meter reduction, and then any of the damage over time effects don't expire. How does that work out?
Well, how I use it is basically I want the dot on the targets because I haven't really had much use of the turn meter reduction because the incoming damage I'm taking from enemy teams is too massive to wait for Vader to get his dots up and then wait for him to get more dots up.
Right.
And seeing as if you used a TIE fighter pilot, his ability block would be blocked by enemy short troopers, base, Qui-Gon Jinn, Zeta's foresight, etc.
Let's watch these arena videos that you sent over, which I think are amazing. And there's 5 of them here, and we're going to start with the first one right here, which is Zeta versus the Chase, Zaris, and Wiggs. And you did 2 rounds of that, and then 2 rounds versus Qui-Gon Jinn, and these are all Zeta'd out teams, and then 1 round against Maul. So I'm going to start watching it right here. And tell me a little bit about this matchup right here with Chase, which is Chirrut and Baze, with a Zeta out Barriss, and then Wedge and Biggs. Because that seems like a nuts team, right?
Yeah, this guy, he's actually, well, I think I'm the only guy on our show that's actually killing him because he's really tough.
You got Barriss there getting rid of status effects and reducing critical damage, and then Chirrut ramps up, and then
well, Chirrut is the problem, you know. He's fast. I mean, this guy I'm fighting is like 230 speed Chirrut, and then his Biggs is like 200 speed.
Right.
So they just choose through short trooper in like what, very little time. Let's just say that. So now I'm down to another tank, and now Vader gets basically his second turn.
Yeah, the other hero that you were telling me about, which you're also very excited about, is Boba Fett. And the reason why you were telling me you like Boba Fett is that he pretty much can be placed into any team, right?
Yeah, more or less. I mean, as a leader, he gets faster the more debuffs it's on the enemy team, if I'm not mistaken. And as a member of the team, he just bypasses all the taunts, so you can just snipe off whatever you want. So if there's a team where there's someone as low, you start AoEing, and then this taunt comes up, and it's like, I'll just finish it, and then you just kill them clean off, and you don't miss.
And what kind of damage are you typically getting off of Darth Vader with his culling blade?
Probably around 40 to 70, 80k. But that's with the 216 crit mods.
Wow. And then in the pit raid, the damage over time things go all the way across the board. And I've seen people put up like hundreds of thousands of damage with that.
Oh yeah, we have some crazy guys in Team Instinct that are doing insane damage on the raid. I haven't focused so much on the raid lately because I haven't had the time.
I'm hearing that in the pit raid, you can just put it in an autoplay and it just goes through, and he just starts doing like 500,000 damage and just crazy numbers. And then he also is working well in Phase 3 of the AAT tank raid with the TIE pilot, which is also pretty good. Now, so the main thing on this team right here is to get rid of chair at first, right?
Well, I prefer to get rid of him because if you're watching it, you see he's like hitting all the time, and he's like doing damage faster than anything else, and so he has to go first because he's the damage they have.
Yeah.
And I mean, even Wigs and Biggs are not competing with his damage output.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Now let's talk a little bit about the Qui-Gon Jinn teams that are Zetaed out. So there's a lot of foresight, and what's the key to that team there? Is it the B2?
Well, the B2 just hits it all the time, and if you get hit it all the time, you get rid of the foresight. B2 goes all the time.
Yeah, it looks like it's not a problem because then you're getting ability block on there. Boy, and Yoda is giving everybody foresight as well. But what happens if Yoda goes and gets the tenacity up and all that stuff?
Yeah, you'll see that the outcome will be the same, but it'll be a bit tougher. Takes a bit longer.
What teams are the most challenging for you? Is it definitely the Chase, or is it more of the Qui-Gon?
Well, Qui-Gon and the Chase, I mean, it could be hit and miss, because, I mean, if you get someone has remodeled something and you're not, prepared for it, then you're facing stuff you're not encountered before, and it can change the entire game.
The other thing I've noticed on this is that you pretty much are auto-playing all of these, right?
Yeah, it's I figured I'd save time, because I don't have too much time in real life to put it on a game, so... And then I spoke with this guy in the guild, and he said, I do my arena matches in 45 seconds. And I'm like, wow, how? And he's like, I use Wedge Biggs. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to get there. So I got Wedge Biggs, and I started autoing my arena games. And I figured, why shouldn't I be able to auto everything? So I tried to build teams I can actually auto with.
Yeah, and something else that we were talking about the other day, which I thought was very helpful, is that you were talking about heroes that are good in almost any team, and you are a big fan of B2 and Boba Fett for that reason.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you look at B2, he goes all the time. And people say he does so little damage, but the thing is, he goes all the time. So he hits them all the time, which means he dispels them all the time, and most debuffs and gets buff immunity on them. So that's very annoying.
Yeah, he's very annoying, that's for sure.
And then, I mean, any future meta that's coming, there's probably going to be some weird buffs for any reason, for some reason, and you're going to need to dispel them. So B2 is probably going to be a given in any future meta.
Yeah, and if you're guessing where Styx is from, you're from Sweden, right? So that's what you have a Swedish accent. I love it, by the way. If you were going to Zeta a hero first, I believe that Darth Vader is the best. And then the question is, who should you Zeta second?
Well, it would probably be Saris, because the combination of Saris and Vader would be devastating, I think. And you can use Saris anywhere in the game. And I would probably, as a free-to-play player, use Zeta Saris first, because then you could create a backbone and survive longer. Because most free-to-play players use health mods because they don't unlock everything else, which means that you can actually mod the character with enough health, if you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, and she does a lot of crazy things also.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to change her ability where it doesn't work when she dies, or do you think they're going to keep it that way?
Well, they didn't change Wigs, and it basically changed the entire game, and they haven't changed Wigs yet. And they added
Right.
Chirrut, which is, I mean, if you don't have Chirrut and you're facing a lot of Chirrut teams, you really need a lot of strong other characters, and if you don't have that, you need a lot of mods.
Right. And then tell me a little bit about this last battle right here where you have Zader versus Maul, which he is Zetaed out.
Yeah, I'm fighting this guy. I mean, he is, well, I haven't seen him on our chart before, so he's probably a newer guy. He managed to get himself to top 10, and it's all the credit for him, but I personally find Maul quite weak.
Yeah, it's a big commitment of resources too to do him as well.
Well, you need so much to support him around. You need Vader. You need all the sets, basically. And you need Sidious.
Right.
And if you have to gear all that, it's going to take you a lot of time. I'm not going to do it. Maybe I'll say to Maul at some point.
Well, I am still going to Zeta Vader first, just because I'm a huge fan of Darth Vader looking at him for almost a year, wondering if he was going to be awesome, and he clearly is now. And then I'll look into Barriss or Qui-Gon Jinn secondly. That's just what I'm going to do because I'm just excited about Darth Vader. I'm wearing a Darth Vader t-shirt right now, so obviously I love Darth Vader. Thank you so much, Styx, for sharing this. Going to have lots of new content coming up in the next week. If you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications if you want to see updates when it comes out. And as always, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.